Kevin here for Channel Mana League, bringing another 8-4 M15 draft. I again have Lucky Draw with me.
Hey.
If you watched our last draft, then you know what happened. If you didn't, we totally won. So we figured we'd do another one. So some interesting choices here. Again, a Triplicate Spirits, also an Ulcerate.
I like both of those cards.
I think both of those are very nice cards. I think white's better than black. Probably.
Really?
I think so.
I think Triplicate Spirits is better than Ulcerate.
Well, I think that's what we're going to go with. I mean, plus the white card we're passing, Sanctified Charge, is good, but it's not like an early pick, so we're not giving the guy to our left any reason to jump into white in this pack. There's Inferno Fist, which is pretty reasonable, Blast Firebolt, which is okay, Path Mage is pretty good, Ulcerate, very good. You got to figure Ulcerate probably goes next. At least that would be the next card I would take out of this pack.
Yep.
But let's do Triplicate Spirits. How do you feel about that?
Let's do it.
Let's triple Spirits. No more Triplicate Spirits. Running bad. Bad beat, no Triplicate Spirits.
There's some cards that go with Triplicate Spirits.
I do like Seraph of the Masses. I played it in my Swiss draft a couple drafts ago, and yeah, 7's a lot, but if you're playing white aggro, Convoke type decks, it's pretty sweet. It is pretty bomby.
It is. I mean, I like Swiftclaw too, but I mean, I think following three 1/1s, a Convoke card is pretty good.
I mean, Swiftclaws go a little bit later, too. I mean, you're not going to see a late Seraph, so I think we take that. Kinsbale Skirmisher is fine. So a couple good white cards. Wayfinder's fine. A couple decent red cards, too. The rare's gone, so it doesn't really tell us anything about anything. So let's take the Seraph of the Masses and see what's up. Alright, no white cards in here except a Razorfoot Griffin, which is okay, but let's take a peek-see around and see what else we got. The Altac Bloodseeker, which I think in a lot of formats would probably be better than it currently is. I mean, the 2-1-for-2 with some pretty sweet attacky upside is good, but there's just not a ton of removal in the set, so it's still good, but...
I mean, we've drafted 2 white cards, which usually lends itself to a more aggressive strategy, but the particular white cards we have are not in that vein,
well,
or a
6
big
drop and
Convoke.
6 and 7 drop Convoke cards. I think if we didn't have white cards, what do you think the best card is here? The Bloodseeker, maybe? Maybe the Razorfoot Griffin? I mean, Razorfoot Griffin's probably not too far behind.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely Griffin for us. But, yeah, I mean, it could be Griffin anyway.
You think Griffin, so that's what you would take here?
Yeah, definitely.
Stick with white. Alright, fair enough. Okie dokie. Nothing super amazing in this pack. Invasive Species is okay, I think.
Time to hate draft Festergloom?
Yeah,
against our triplet?
Exactly. We cannot beat Festergloom. But Invasive Species, Nimbus of the Isles, both pretty good. And then there's a Selfless Cathar, which actually isn't that bad in this kind of a deck. I mean,
it's not... I feel like we can get those late. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they go earlier than I think.
What do you like here?
Gosh, I like both of those cards you just mentioned. I like Species. I like Nimbus.
What do you like better as a deck? White green or white blue? Obviously, it depends on what comes our way. But
I like both of those. I mean, based on what we have, green seems better. The Convoke type of deck.
I agree. I think we'll take the Invasive Species here. Nimbus of the Isles is good, but it's a 5-drop. We've already got a lot of kind of expensive cards, so I think we'll take the Invasive Species and see what happens. As I say that, the best card in here is probably blue. This pack's actually pretty interesting because there's about 1 million cards that have no color. Evolving Wilds, Tormod's Crypt, Darksteel Citadel, Chain Veil. Probably not going to run Chain Veil. Also not worth anything as a mythic, so we'll just pass that along. I think Into the Void's the pick here. What do you like? I guess Thundering Giant's not terrible, but...
Yeah, I probably wouldn't take the Giant. I think you're right. I think it's Into the Void. I've told you before I like Evolving Wilds more than most people. I like mana fixing and keeping my options open. But I think you're right. I think Into the Void has enough power.
I think if Into the Void wasn't in this pack, you'd be reasonable taking Evolving Wilds. But I think Into the Void's pretty strong, even though it's a sorcery. Putting 2 creatures in their owner's hands is pretty strong. Alright, what do you think about Wall of Essence?
In our deck?
In our deck and in general. I mean, while we're trying to be super aggressive and aggro, keep in mind we are not that right now. We have...
Yeah, no. We're looking at a Convoke type of a strategy. I mean, it is a creature that taps for Convoke on 2.
It does. I mean, if it's not that, it's either the Evolving Wilds or Rangel's Guile, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Wall is fine.
I think Walls, but let's give it a try. Here's a Warden. That's pretty good. These are pretty decent red cards. There's 3 of them in this pack. Those are all pretty good red cards. Warden of the Beyond. Warden of the Beyond's pretty good too, I think. And even Aeronaut Tinker is not terrible, but
yeah, this is a tough pick. I think there's arguments for all of those. We're definitely white, so Warden's the safest, but probably lowest power level. I do like Pillar of Light more than most.
I will say this does become a 4/4 Vigilance fairly often.
Fairly often?
Reasonably often.
Yeah. Alright, take it.
What do you like?
Yeah,
I mean, Kratos and Force is a pretty sweet card, but...
Hey.
There's Pillar right there.
Pillar of Light.
Let's see. Actability of an artifact if it isn't a mana ability may pin. Alright, so we don't really care about that guy. He's just a 4/3 basically. And Crest is reasonable, but we'll just pick up the Pillar of Light here. We have seen some decent red cards, but no red removal. For me, red is so heavily drafted. A lot of times the way I feel about it is if I get past like red removal, I'll jump into red, and if not, then it's...
Yeah, I agree. And we know we're wise. The Pillar is the safest. It also... I think that card is better than most people seem to feel, and it helps out none of our cards.
Yeah. Alright, so this is the pack we opened. It was pretty weak then, and it's not too amazing here.
Hive's worth anything?
I don't think it is. We can look. I think Blastfire Bolt maybe? Those are Sliver Hive Lords. Yeah, 12 cents. I'm not too worried about 12 cents. Do you like Blastfire Bolt or take in Soul Artifact and see if maybe we get crazy shenanigans?
I would go Bolt.
Alright, fair enough. Well, I guess Scrapyard Mongrel probably, huh?
Sure.
I mean, we do have Verdant Hate. I mean, that does put us, you know, into...
No, I know. We've got all the colors going on here.
Hey, we're open.
But...
Thundering Giant, I guess. I don't really want to play a Radiant Fountain or Reform Monster,
sure,
so...
Sure.
I mean, really, a lot of pretty playable red cards. We're not black, so I think Hammerhand's probably the pick. Or do you just take Festergum just to hate it? Maybe just take it?
No, I mean, we only have one Triplicate Spirits that it really hurts.
So far. Alright, well, we just take the Founder Sheet Denizen, I guess. A lot of red cards, and there's a Solemn Offering that is possibly playable.
We're probably better served sorting by color at this point.
Nah. We got actually quite a few red cards, almost as many as white, and then just...
Yeah, I like our white quite a bit better. I mean, we have one strong blue, one strong green. How many strong red cards do we really have?
Not really. I mean, Scrapyard Mongrel's okay. I think Blastfire Bolt's good, but expensive. Very expensive.
Really, no cards that are...
Nothing that makes us be red, I would say. Some reasonable red cards. They're probably all playable. Ooh, Master of Predicaments. I do like Master of Predicaments.
Geist of the Moors isn't bad.
Geist of the Moors is pretty good. Juggernaut's pretty good, I think.
Ooh, actually...
Even Flesh to Dust I like a lot.
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut's pretty good. Master of Predicament, I don't know. I mean, if we think we want to play red, then you take... If you think you're going to play red, then I guess you take Juggernaut or Geist
green,
of the Moors.
Right?
Or... Well, yeah, red or... If you're not playing blue, you would take one of these cards. If you think that you can make blue work, you take Master of Predicaments because it's just too strong. Right?
How strong is it?
4/4, and then every turn you make someone take if it deals combat damage, you pick a card in your hand, the other person has to pick whether it's more or less than 4, and then you get to put it in play.
Yeah,
it's pretty strong.
The guessing game. And that is extra fun.
Well, you do got to factor in fun.
I don't know. I think it might be Juggernaut here, but I wouldn't fault you if you take Master of Predicaments. Your call. Go for it.
Don't fault me because we're taking Master of Predicaments. Predicament solved. Here, I think is probably just the old Swiftclaw, eh?
Yeah.
And Pathmage is pretty good too, but we don't really know. I mean, I'd like to play that Master of Predicaments, but let's just take the Swiftclaw.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. I mean, these red cards are actually okay. I mean, they're not bad. Oh, there's a Goblin Kaboomist. So the people to our left are not red, because this guy's pretty sweet, I think. I mean, he's high variance, but you're always going to get at least one landmine from him. He's always good value.
I like him.
I think he's pretty sweet.
Welcome Turn's fine.
Welcome Turn's pretty good, I think. Welcome Turn.
Mark Banner goes late.
Coral Barrier is not really what we're trying to do in this deck, probably. Although I think it's always playable.
Yeah, it gives 2 guys for the Convoke stuff.
And sometimes the 1/1 Island Walk isn't irrelevant.
But Kaboomus is the highest power, right?
I think Kaboomus is highest, and then other than that, I would go Welcome Turn. And we do have a lot of red cards. I mean, they're all playable. If we get the Kaboomus here, we might be past some good red cards.
Yeah,
I think agree. We just have to take the Kaboomus.
I think we've seen the red's pretty open in this.
What's the Master Polymorphist? 2/2, sack another creature, reveal cards from your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature, put it onto the battlefield. I guess that's good in certain decks. Man, this Silverback is such a sweet card.
It is.
I mean, I don't know.
And we're getting past the Siege Worm too, by the way.
Yeah, that and Siege Worm. So the people behind us are not green either. The safe pick, of course, being the Skirmisher. This guy is a beast. Like, this guy's a house. Like, this guy's almost unbeatable.
How much hedging... that might be going a bit far.
Unbeatable.
How much hedging do we want to do?
I think we've got to probably take the Skirmisher.
I agree. I'm not happy about it either, but... Yeah. Oh, especially, geez, I thought our 2-slot would be filled up more than it is.
No, we're not really super 2-y yet. There's a Yavimaya Coast. Probably not playing blue and green. There's another Siege Worm.
Siege Worm.
And a Paragon. So, apparently the people to our left are many of our colors. We're not playing green, which this pack is full of. I think here it's got to be Crowd's Favor, right? Or just an Yavimaya Coast. Probably Crowd's Favor. We're probably playing red, right? It's got to be Crowd's Favor.
Yeah.
It's got to be Crowd's Favor. Stupid Master Predicaments. What did we take Master Predicaments over? Juggernaut. I think, I don't think that's crazy. I mean, here is an Evolving Wilds, but I don't know that we're going to want to splash a double blue card. I'm pretty sure we don't want to do that.
Probably not.
What do we like here, though?
Well, if we're looking at a white-red deck...
Yeah. For now, I guess let's move these.
Wall of Essence is not really in line with what we want to do.
Well, we already got one, too.
I know.
So, it's either Wall of Essence or Evolving Wilds, and if we're not playing a third color, I don't know if Evolving... I mean, I guess it's never bad.
I always like Evolving Wilds. Again, even in 2-color, that's me. I know some people don't because it comes in tapped, but...
I'll take it. Hot Soup! Hot Soup coming through! This is the silliest card I think I've ever seen in Magic, by the way.
Name-wise.
Well, and name-wise, photo-wise. The art on it, the dude got a goblin with hot soup.
Well, the art goes with the name. I mean, that's just good art right there.
Yeah, he's in the middle of battle.
It's an artist doing what he's supposed to do.
In the middle of battle, he's got hot soup.
What's the Bloodseeker?
It's just the 2/1, but
oh yeah,
I think that's got to be the pick here. We need some guys. Still not seen a single red removal spell.
And claws that are swift.
Yeah, swift clawed up. I don't know about the Shield of the Avatar. I guess it's pretty defensive. Frenzied Goblin's actually not that terrible either.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I think we'll just go ahead and swift claw it. We'll be a little more aggressive this time. Rummaging Goblin?
Yeah, not really in line with the aggressive strategy, but still, a looter's good.
It's never bad to have a looter. I mean, it's that or another Wall of Essence or another Blast Fire Bolt. I don't want to play too many of those. I think Rummaging Goblin's fine, and I don't like Tireless Missionaries. Well, there's another Shield.
Yeah, and take it.
What else are we going to play? I don't know that we're going to play that card, and we'll just put it here for now. Another Rummaging Goblin, I guess.
Sure. If you don't want to, you can rummage one away.
That's right. I guess this time we probably should take Festerglim, right? We do have a lot of X1s, actually.
Yeah, no, we do. Forest? Forest?
Fugitive Wizard shuts down all our X1s.
I really feel strongly the pick there was Forest.
Yeah. Alright, well... I'm not sure about what's going on here. We do have a Scrapyard Mongrel with nothing to turn it on, but it is still a 3/3.
I mean,
we could play Shield.
We've got a lot of good cards. They just don't do a whole
Kaboomus
lot.
number 2.
They don't do a whole lot together.
Shit be exploding up in here.
Yeah, there's no triplicate spirits here, so we're taking that.
Kaboomus number 2.
What do we open the wheel?
Crowd's Favor or maybe Belligerent Sliver? Probably nothing, I think is the answer to that question.
Well, we could probably get Crowd's Favor back.
Maybe. But Kaboomist! Kaboom!
Yeah, not the most aggressive card either.
No, pretty sweet though.
So we probably want to look for
Ways to
top
keep
end, right?
Ways to keep this guy alive too.
We've got the bottom end wrapped up, and our guys are gonna sputter out if we don't have something big to go over the top.
Indulgent Tormentor.
Jeez.
Come on, bro.
And take it?
Not cool.
And take it?
I mean, do you just take it and not play it over like a Meteorite or something you might actually play?
I mean, Meteorite.
It's not that amazing. You just pick 2. You just hate draft.
No, you're not supposed to do that. You shouldn't do that. I would do that. I'm being honest. If I was drafting by myself, I would.
You would hate draft that bad boy.
I know that I would lose to it, and I would be upset at myself. So I would just take it here.
Well, we gotta get past round 1.
It's really just that or Meteorite, right?
Probably. I mean, we'll probably want a Oppressive Raise.
Do we want Meteorite?
Yeah, maybe not.
Would we run it?
Maybe not. All right, fine.
So Meteorite?
Yes, a Meteorite.
The exact card we needed.
That makes the deck. I mean, it's that or Razorfoot Griffin.
I would take Griffin.
Or another Razorfoot Griffin.
I would take Griffin.
Hey, Razorfoot Griffin's pretty reasonable, I think. Waste not. And you can want not. Oh, there's a Kurt Chieftain. We could play that. It's a 3/3, and we could run like a Forest.
Ooh. What's our one green card? Oh, Invasive Species.
We're probably not going to run Invasive Species. Yeah. But actually, Borderland Marauder's a pretty sweet red card, too, if you're being aggressive.
Okay. I even think Midnight Guard's fine.
So which one of these do we want?
I would say not Chieftain, either Marauder or Guard.
So, even though we got the Sweet Evolving Wilds, I think Marauder's actually pretty strong. Now we got a Sanctified Charge or a Bronze Sable.
Yeah, I would charge it.
We got enough white cards. I mean, the other thing is your other creatures do get +2/+1. They just don't get first strike. So that's a pretty good card, actually. I like that card. Court of Calling. Alright, well, I don't know that is the most bombiest of stuff. I think it's worth, maybe not a lot. $2, 2 tickets. What? What do we want to play if we don't play that? Another Crowd's Favor?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if you went Court of Calling.
I mean, are we going to play 2 Crowd's Favors anyway?
We could. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, you're right. We won't. I asked, you were correct. Another Swiftclaw or Raise the Alarm, actually. We got 2 Swiftclaws. I kind of think maybe Raise the Alarm is actually the pick.
How aggressive do we feel that we are? I mean, we have a lot of aggressive cards, but then we have things like Rummaging Goblin, Kaboomist down there.
Yeah, those aren't, obviously those aren't very aggressive, but Raise the Alarm really helps with Triplicate Spirits or even Seraph of the Masses, and it's pretty decent with Sanctified Charge, too.
I think that's a tough pick. Yeah, I know that you're leaning Alarm. I would probably lean Swiftclaw, but I'm fine with Alarm.
Alright, we'll go Swiftclaw. It's fine. I mean, I think it could go either way. Wow, it's pretty late. Jace's Ingenuity.
Jeez.
Do
you want to have a draft full of hate? All the hate.
Would we play another Foundry Street Denizen?
We already have one?
We have one.
Oh, would we play one?
Probably not.
Okay, so Thundering Giant or Ingenuity?
The Thundering Giant's not terrible, probably, right?
Yeah. Well, we already have one?
We have one.
Alright, hate it up. The draft of hate.
Well, we're going to show the fine people how sweet it is to hate draft, like every pick. Do we hate draft an Soul Artifact, or do we play another Crowd's Favor?
We were looking at Crowd's Favor before. This just shows people why you should always hate draft.
I think actually Crowd's Favor, we actually rare drafted Court of Calling, I think, over
Rare drafts, hate drafts,
Here
it's all value.
You just take crowd's favor, let someone
value.
run Insult Artifact, go for it. Okay, so here we got some red cards that are red.
Ooh.
I don't know.
It's triple Swiftclaw. What do you feel about Hammerhand?
I think Hammerhand's probably pretty reasonable, actually. We have one, but I like it better than Miner's Bane, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, 2?
Yeah.
You can do a second Blast Firebolt.
Yeah.
There's the Thundering Giant. Alright, see? Always hate draft.
Yeah. This is worth like 75 cents.
Jeez.
Boom.
Man.
Wow, that's kind of nuts. We didn't see...
I don't know how we're going to do this draft, but I feel like we maxed our value. We maxed our value.
We definitely maxed our hate drafting.
That's what I'm including in value.
Yeah, I mean, we killed it. Solemn offering.
That is more hating than I do in usually 3 drafts.
Take that draft pod. Our deck may be terrible and we may lose, but your deck could have been so much better, and it's not.
We hate you all so much.
Yeah. Well, our deck needs to cut a few, but it's reasonable.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if in all those red cards we could have gotten like a single nice red removal spell that's not Blast Firebolt, but
yeah,
people draft red.
They do. No, you called it. You said it. Red is look for removal and then go into it after that. So I agree.
We did not do that, but we did get 2 Goblin Kabumas, which I think are pretty kind of cool. It does only get attacking creatures without flying, so landmines don't. All right. Anyways,
we have to make cuts.
Yeah, we're gonna make cuts. I guess we'll come back and talk about it. It's pretty much built, but we'll finally. Okay, this is the way we drafted it up. We cut a Scrapyard Mongrel, which is just the Hill Giant in here since we're not running any artifacts. We cut 1 Rummaging Goblin, the Wall of Essence, and the Foundry Street Denizen, because even though we got some red creatures, Foundry Street Denizen actually may not be that terrible, because it probably trades with a lot of stuff, but we don't have a ton of red creatures, so it's not great. We're playing 2 Crowd's Favors, there's a third, but we're not playing it. 2 Hammerhands, the Pillar of Light, the Sanctified Charge, the Blast Firebolt, and then just most of the creatures that are not the ones I just talked about.
Yeah, so we got a good top end. I mean, we have some late game.
And we're fairly aggressive, kind of. Well, we got 3 Swiftclaw.
And we're aggressive with some top end to finish it out.
And we decided not to run the Evolving Wilds because we are so aggressive in the 2-drop slot, we just can't afford to take a turn off sacrificing a Evolving Wilds and not playing a guy.
I will say there's a decent argument for and if it's one of our 2 lands in our opening hand, you just play it and sack it.
That's true. You play first.
And it's not like we have a bunch of 3 drops that we need to curve out to.
That's true. But we're not playing it.
I could see cutting a mountain for it.
Would you, though? I mean, we are pretty high end, so, that's kind of shrinks your land count down if you... pretty low end, like a lot of 2 and 3 drops.
Yeah. I actually kind of do like that. I think it's reasonable either way.
The only time it's bad is if you draw it when you need a land right away.
Exactly.
Which can happen, but I guess since we are pretty aggro... Alright, so we even changed it. See, you guys convinced us. Well done, interweb. So we will go to round 1 and we'll see how it goes.